Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all those participants who are here with me, and today we are going to share very beautiful aspects of our life as well as the medicine. Because medicine has to be related with the life, and life has to be understood. So everything depends on our understanding how we practice medicine. Practicing medicine is just an art, or it depends, and art depends on your understanding and your perception. The more you perceive, the more you learn. So for that, you have to concentrate, and for that, you have to understand and imbibe the spirit. Learning is not something that you go by heart. Learning is something that you can experience within your life. Anything that you listen or you see or observe, that you have to see the taste, you have to say how you are tasting that. It is very beautiful concept, and medicine is such a pious subject, such a beautiful subject for us, that where you understand your own life, you can correct your uh, life also, and you can correct the life of other also. So we are healing, we are getting both the way we are getting supported. So today my topic is, with these introductions, I wish to uh, share with you some of the experience that I have with the thematic understanding of life and medicine. Friends, understanding from where it starts with the understanding of the pattern, how it happens. If you see at the peak of the mountain, you cannot understand how this mountain has been developed and how it is created. So Fritz Capra has very nicely spoken about understanding of life begins with the understanding of pattern. Some things don't grow in a day. We are here and we have passed so many milestones, so many days are spent coming to this stage of the life, and all this has got the impact on our life, and they have got the meaning, and they shape and change the pattern of our life. So this understanding we have to understand, get developed, so that we can understand the patient who is seated before us. Patient is just not an object that is going to tell you something. You have to see it yourself. You have to observe yourself. You have to sensitize yourself with that object, that thing. A person seated before you, it has to be understood. So it is not that you are getting the symptoms. You have to understand it. You have to be understanding the symptoms. This is very important aspect. The most difficult thing in the life is to know yourself. How much we know ourselves. I used to say I know only 7% of my, because the psychologists say that one can know only 7%, and what about the 93%? And 93% nobody knows about themselves. It is the dark side of the life. So with the 7%, we have to interpret everything. You have to interpret everything. With the 7% only, you have to interpret everything. So just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it is not there. If you don't understand the problem, then it doesn't mean that it is not there. It is there, but we have to develop an understanding. So converting your idea or imbibing the spirit is very important. So understanding is the deeper than knowledge. You may have so many knowledge. You may have so many knowledge. Knowledge is unlimited. But only those things which constitute your mind, and they can help that you can know and utilize and verify within your life. There are many people who know you, but there are many few people who who understand you. So understanding and knowing is the two things. And when we see the patient, they will tell you the problem, but you have to understand the problem. You don't have to listen the problem, but you have to understand the problem. Understanding is very important. So we have to learn how we can understand our life. Now let's see, what is a theme? It is a subject or topic of discourses or the artistic representation. How you get imprinted in your mind, how it gets installed within your mind. It is a specific and distinctive quality, characteristics or concern. Distinctive quality, characteristic that get imprinted right on your mind. And what makes unique and unrepeatable individual? The biology provided by the genetic code. Our life is provided by a genetic code. An ability to express one's own story, attributing a meaning, sharing it through narration, giving coherence to the information, and related to the interpersonal motivational system, and creating an alternative hierarchy. Alternative hierarchy, which you have to create. So, there are the biology, there are the genetic code, and with this genetic code, you have to attribute the meaning, you have to get the understanding, and you have to develop a relationship, interpersonal relationship that motivates, and you can share, and you can understand what is happening. Suppose two people are very mute, they cannot talk. So how they talk with each other? They talk with only by expression of their behavior, expression of their mind, and they understand each other. Why? Because they understand. They don't listen, but they understand. This is important. If people are having the two different language, and how they communicate only by understanding the thing. Although on an average, we all have same elemental alignment among all human beings. Yet there are contrasting differences with each other. You know, we all have the same anatomy, same physiology, same psychology. Everything is same. Everything is same. Same amount of on an average, same amount of the elements are there in our life. But we all are different. We all are different. Elements available have the limitations, and each one of us are born unique. Not even the twins are alike. So with this, element is not important. The quantity is not important. The quality is important. And how the quality gets developed, it is also very, you have to understand, and that's only will count for your medical practice. Not the number of symptoms that you collect from the patient. It is how you can arrange them in a totality, how you can make them a beautiful picture out of those symptoms. That things will only represent the medicine, and that needs to be understood. So representing the symptoms of the patient, representing the total symptoms of the patient into an understanding through a story is the requirement for the medical practice. Friends, unique characteristics are very much individual in every living organization of this planet. Every living organism on this planet. Among the same genus, all species are physical level, represent similar chemical and physical orientation. Yet they differ from each other as individual species. We all are Homo sapiens. We all are Homo sapiens, but we all have the different orientations. We all have the different feelings. We all have the different understanding. So how one is different from the other. So you just see how we can react to a situation in a situation. Everyone reacts individually according to their own understanding. We react according to our understanding. We have the pain. We all may have the similar type of the suffering, but everyone is reacting in their own way. It's the beauty of the human life. Or the number of elements have the limitations, but are known and still to be discovered. There are so many elements. We know that periodic table contains 108 elements, but they are known. But there may be many more which you don't know. We observe infinite variations from person to person, which are in a ever-changing process. Ever-changing process. Every newborn persons are different from the parents, their own parents, their mother, father. They are different. Mother is different. Father is different, and we are different. And when our child will come, they will be different from us. So every time changes the pattern of our life system. So how we can compare with my father? Only with some limited number of the symptoms, but not all. And that comparison comparison is going to help you that you are the descendant, but they are not going to help you that who you are. You will be represented by only those symptoms which are unique within yourself, and that needs to be understood properly. Individual represents an equational balance. What is the quality? Why there? It is a different equations. You know, you have the formula in the algebra. With one formula, how many sums you can solve? Thousands and thousands of the things are solved. So we have the equation. Life is an equation. On these equations, we are getting every time change. The same number of the elements, and they are rearranging, reorganized, and in a different way. Every time life is born, they come with a new equation, and individuality is the theme of the life. Individuality is the theme of the life, and this individuality is represented by the new equation. We all are the new equation, new formula of our life. We have the one formula of the life. So every individual is a formula of his own, theme of his own. So evolution of planet has kept bringing new messages all the time. Each species of life comes with individual theme. Each species, every living organism they are born, they come with the individual, something different. Each human life are different from each other. Their sufferings are quite distinct in spite of the nomenclature given to a diagnosis. They require a thematic similar medicines obtained from the nature. So what they require? They require some thematic similar nature of the medicine. Entire planet is filled with vegetable, mineral, and animals, and imponderables. All have their own theme. Every plants that are there, they have got their theme. The Solanaceae family is there, but among the Solanaceae, so many medicines are there. So many plants are there. Among the Liliaceae, so many plants are there. Among the mammalians, so many mammals are there. And all are different, all have their own theme. We are different from the monkey, we are different from the elephant, we are different from the tiger. So we all are different. A complex innate perceptive and motor network drives human behavior from the earliest moment of life to generate a series of representations that regulate, select, and process for perceptual information and social action. Innate perceptive and motor network. This is the behavior controlling our behavior. Network is there, and entire network is representing and regulating and selecting what we do, what we perceive, we understand what is our social relationship. So flow of energy within the life is from inside towards the outside. It is centered to the periphery. Thus, similar sensation and modalities get spreaded all over the life domain. Individuals theme life within this similar sensation and modality and exhibits the individual characteristic features. So everyone have got the one theme, and on that is spreaded, and in his action, in his talk, in his way of the life, everywhere it is spreaded the similar thing, and that we need to understand, that we need to find out in a person. The theme are imprinted as a memory in the mind, and when we see your face, what is remaining? It is a print that impression. We don't remember your nose, we don't remember your eye, we don't remember your things. We remember only the face, that image, portrait that is stored in our or got imprinted in our mind. We draw a portrait of individual life based on this similarity. We get imprinted in our memory. Theme are thus the overall impression of the life. It is overall. What is coming out, emerged fact. It is the emerged fact. Like the flower coming out, when the flower is not born, you don't know what type of the plant it is, but when you see the flower, you say, oh, yes, it is rose. When you see a man, you don't know, but when you see inside, you say, yeah, this is man. So during the sickness, also this individual features remains the same, but in distorted form. What happens? During the sickness, It is got distorted, but it remains. It was there in the healthy condition. Now it is changed. Something changed, but only the distortion is there. Some things are misplaced. So same things are there, but they are misplaced. So disease is simply a distorted form of the healthy life. Disease represents the modified state of life. We need to understand the changes created for reversal back to the health. So change takes place as a result by the life principle and how they have got changed. How you can change? The same process the man has got changed. The sickness. The same process applies. The process of getting sick and reversal is also from sick to the process. So it is a reversal process. It is only a hierarchical order that follows the change. Life and disease follow their own principles with conflict between them. So what happens when the disease attacks? There is a conflict. And conflicting situations are very important. You know what type of the fight is going on within your life. What type of the problem is war? What is the status of the war within your life? We see the two countries fighting each other, and every day we are curious to know what is happening. What is happening? So medicine has to be planned to follow up with the changes that occur. It is the follow-up is required to see how the changes is going on. Themes are derived from the complete story of life. You cannot understand a patient with one or two questions. You have to know the whole story of that life. It has its own way to get into the story. It is derived from evolution of life from birth till present within a lifespan in a specific surrounding. Within a lifespan, in a specific surrounding. This is important. All medicines have to be understood with their thematic plan prevailing within them. Each medicine now represents a human life, human type of the life. And when we are able to recognize those hierarchical order of symptoms, a thematic pattern is exhibited in them. Each medicine represents a hierarchical symptoms based on the six principles. Symptoms keep increasing in each medicine. Now you see the number of symptoms in each medicine. Sulfur, which was there in the Materia Medica Pura, it was within 100. Now it is 15,000 symptoms are there for the sulfur. Nux vomica, we knew only the few symptoms was known to the animals and our forefathers. But now the repertory is swelled up with the 12,000 symptoms of the Nux vomica. So information contained in medicines has made them become polycrest from the rare group. Each medicine has got a journey, starting from the rare group to the polycrest group. It is evolution brought out with continued clinical data. Evolution brought out with the continued clinical data. Because every man is different, every person, and when it is applied, the symptoms will keep increasing, and how you are going to memorize? Not possible. So what you can keep in the mind? You can only keep the theme, the image, the portrait of the mind. The symptoms are the data, and the data gives you the information, and we have to base on that stored information. Exploding number of symptoms can never be remembered in memory and recalled during the use. It is impossible task. Basic understanding can only help in assessing all during the clinical practice. We remember only few symptoms, but don't remember the few symptoms. I say remember the theme. You get the theme, and when you get the theme, you can have a control over all the symptoms. This is very simple. When you understand the theme, you can apply them and you can utilize all the symptoms that are there in the different Materia Medica. You might not have read all Materia Medica. You may have read only one or two Materia Medica. But with the theme, you can have an understanding of the information that is contained everywhere in different Materia Medica, which you might not have also read. So my contention is that understanding the theme is very important when we are practicing a medical science, when we are practicing for the patient also and for the medicines also. Patients also require the understanding and medicines also, and everywhere the theme has to be applied. Symptoms have evolutionary steps to follow according to the theme of the medicine. So symptoms, how they develop? They germinate, then they grow. The seed is getting germinated, and germinated they start having the plumule and the stems coming up, leaves coming up, and then gradually. So it is the evolution. Symptoms are the evolution, and they follow the same evolution. A plant, a seed of the mango, when you put the seed of the mango in the ground, you cannot expect that you will get the banana out of it. Only the mango will come from that plant. A banana plant will give you only the banana. So any type of the seed will contain the seed. So these things we have to understand. There is a linkage right from the seedling stage to the developed stage. So we observe all the symptoms to be same in each medicine. Pain in Naxvomica, pain in Brania, pain in Belladonna, pain in everywhere pain. So what to do with the pain? Pain is everywhere. Diarrhea, everywhere diarrhea. Anxiety, everywhere anxiety. Fear, everywhere fear. Limitations are, but how you can memorize them? Only with the theme. How it is. So let's see like this how we can do it. But it is only the presentations make them different from each other. And along with these general symptoms, often there are opposite symptoms also. Sometimes we see there are some common symptoms. There are very similar symptoms. And among those similar symptoms, one different type of the things comes out. We call it the rebel. The whole society is going this way, one way, and one man is going different way. So he is regarded as a rebel. So, and the society is known by that man also, and society is known by all those. So it constitutes the totality. So together they constitute the individual theme. Thematic understanding of medicines reflects an individual portrait. Memory of the medicines in our mind is directly proportional to the thematic features only. What we can keep in our mind, we can keep only the thematic features of the medicine. For any eventful situations, our memory only retains the theme impress expressed on it. We forget about the symptoms, but theme of it is retained forever. Friends, we have to look for guiding principles to arrive at the understanding about each medicine. Learning medicines become easier with thematic understanding carried within them, and reflecting the image during encountering a patient are realized only through the thematic understanding of the medicine. So, image of the patient, you can. I'm going to tell you how we are going to make it correct. So, theme have an impact on the deeper level of the mind. So, theme emerges from overall impact of the life, but retained in the retains the fundamental life. It is the fundamental of the life. So, during sickness, theme are often better observed rather than during the health state. I can tell you a story about a man who knew several languages, very intellectual man. But it was the way fluently he was speaking, people were not able to recognize from which country he belongs to. What was his native place? It was challenging for the all. So, at one place, he went at a kingdom. The king was very anxious. Who is the man and from where he has come and what is his nativity? And nobody tried to find it out. So, one very wise minister of his kingdom, he said, I will try to find it out. And give me one day. Now, what he did, in the night, where that man was staying in the guest house, the room were closed, in the midnight, he sent some of his soldiers with some arms and ammunition and to escape him, and to, as if he is going to be killed. So this man awoke and he was frightened and he started shouting in his language. What language? Which language? Which was his original language, not the acquired language. And this was so that's why I say during the sickness, team are often better observed rather than during the healthy state. So when we are healthy, we have the hide. But when we are diseased, we cannot hide. We cannot hide because we are faced with the problem. So we can understand the theme of during the disease person. So in intellect, one tries to hide their weakness, yet they get exposed to body expression and more during the comparison of life situations during health and disease can be better understood with the thematic understanding, thematic changing. So curative process is also get better understood with the thematic expression getting changed. How we can see the patient is getting cured, the theme getting changed. Theme getting changed means the expression of the theme getting changed, not the theme, but the expression of the theme getting changed. It is important. We need to understand, observe the way the pattern of the persons and how they react to the situation coming to their life. We all react differently. We all react differently, and that pattern is important. Not that I am getting frightened, I am getting angered. It is not important. Important is that how I am getting angered, how I am getting fear. This is important. Study of medicines require perceiving the basic principle on which all the symptoms are followed. We can observe in each medicine that there are some symptoms following the same pattern while others are behaving in the opposite direction. So two distinct things that you can see. Many of the symptoms are having the similarity and many of the symptoms are opposite to that. And when you get combined both of them together, they constitute the individuality. So life constantly trying to get rid of the disease. This is the process. Who want to remain sick? Who want to remain in the problem? Nobody. No one likes to be in the sick. No one will say, "Oh, doctor, don't let me remain sick." Everyone comes to you only to think that getting healthy. So this is the thing. It is better understood as conflicting information is coming within the pattern patient's life during the disease state. So conflicting symptoms brings the characteristics understanding of the patient's life and also of the medicine. The disease state of life is simply a struggle state. A struggle between healthy person, the life force, and the disease force. So this is the struggling stage of the life. Patient is never indicated by a single symptom. Now let me tell you, if you say that this medicine patient is having the diarrhea and it is podophyllum, no, never. Because patient is never represented by a single symptom, however peculiar they may be. This is the final judgment of our master animal. Theme of a person should not be drawn on one observation. So, similarly, theme of the medicines is also not represented by a single fact. So, when we are drawing a theme, now I am going to tell you how you draw a theme, not on the single fact, but you have to take a group of the facts that represents the person as a whole. Every medicine has thousands of symptoms can be made understood with the themes involved in them. It is difficult to keep all symptoms of particular medicines which are getting increased, but they can be brought under mind domain through the thematic understanding. Now let me tell you and give some of the examples. Now you see the sulfur. It is a polycrystalline, which has got 15,984 symptoms or the rubrics in the repertory and different mathematics. If you make a collection of it, it comes to be around 15,000. This is my calculation. You may get many more or you may get some little less. But it is what I have observed through the repertory calculation that it is 15,984 as taken from the radar opus. Now, 15,984 symptoms can be made controlled of the sulfur with these only symptoms. Hopeful dreamer. What is sulfur? He is a dreamer. Hopeful, not pessimistic. Hopeful dreamer. Philosophical versus practical. He is a philosophical, but not living in the dreams. He is living on the ground. The man is a practical. He is a self-centered, conscientious imagination and theory. And warm-blooded. Now, this is the mental side. We are coming with the physical side also. Warm-blooded, wants door and window open. Burning pain and sensation, local heat and ascending. And offensive discharges excoriating. And desire for fixed and spicy food and eating. So when you combine these things together, when it comes, we can call it the characteristic symptoms or the nuclear symptoms or the central symptoms or the positive symptoms or the thematic symptoms of the sulfur. These are the thematic symptoms. So now with these 6 or 7 symptoms, we can calculate and we can go to any of the we can translate, and if we have the things, even if you don't know all the symptoms, you can arrive. Suppose a patient comes to you and he is a person who is in the problem, and with the problem he will tell you something. So you can derive from these things that it is like that. It may be the sulfur. Now Nux vomica. It has got 11,964 symptoms, 65 symptoms. And what is this? A strong inner urge. They have got a strong inner urge and they avoid restrictions. They don't want any control. They don't want any control. They are independent, oversensitive to all external impressions. They have a strong urge, ineffectual urging, feeling as if not finished, and they are committed to the work. They keep on working. So they are not satisfied with what they have done because they have this strong inner urge within them. So they keep on struggling, fight, and explore more. So and they don't want the restriction. They can break any of the wall. They can break any of the wall. It is important to know about the Nux vomica. So what about the stool? Stool is struggling to come out. Micturations is struggling to come out. That's how I am applying the thing. They are fastidious, ambitious, irritable, malicious, opposed. They don't want restrictions and violence. Aggravate early morning, unrepressed, irritable, and depressed with the pain. Very chilly pain emulated by the heat and craving for stimulant and cramped states. It is called cramp, the desire and the restrictions. This makes the cramped state of the Nux vomica and symptoms. This is the conflicting state of the Nux vomica that call for the Nux vomica patient. Now this is the pulsate law. 12,143 rubrics. 12,143 rubrics. Very affectionate, mild, timid, emotional, and tearful, alternating with the laughter. They have the forsaken feeling. And yielding these positions, lot of fears, darkness, narrow place, alone. Chilly yet heat intolerable, embrace open air, no thirst, and bland yellow-green discharges. Wherever you see the bland yellow-green discharges, you can think about the Nux vomica. Sorry, pulsate law. The discharges coming from the vagina. Discharges come the stool like that of the yellow-green. The discharges coming from any part of the pus Abscess, they are yellowish green. They are reminding us to think about the macromica. Fat and rich food aggravate any type of the problem. It gets aggravated. Headache after the fat and rich food, any type of the food. So many symptoms like this it has grown up. Lycopodium, 12,201 rubrics. Extreme lack of self-confidence. Man, no confidence, no confidence. Man without confidence. We can say the man who can't confidence, and the man who is having no confidence, what he will do? He will try to show how he is much confident. Only those people who don't have confidence, they will try to justify that. No, I am not hopeless. I am confident. So they try to explain. So compensatory haughtiness and dictatorial. It is called compensatory haughtiness and dictatorial. They become dictatorial because they don't have the confidence. So they are called, and so aggravate new things, responsibility and dictatorial at the home. They are dictatorial at the home. And inflation, ego, everything is inflated, ego is inflated, stomach is inflated, abdomen is inflated, gastrointestinal symptoms are inflated, lot of the gas, lot of the things, and this inflates like this. So right-sided complaints or right to the left. And desire for fit, chilly yet craving for the open air. Chilly yet open for the open air, and there are signs, very important notice. We have to see this. So this is the frame. These 5 or 6 symptoms are the frame where you can come to the conclusion. If you get this frame, you can arrive at the lycopodium, whatever type of the it is represented. The sweets can be represented in the different type of the sweets. Right-sided complaints will be represented in the different type of the inflations can be represented in the different type of inflation. Calculation star 11,830 symptoms. Protections, organizations is the theme for this. Protection. They want support. They want to be saved. And what saving? Organizations, set up the life. Many fears. In our Mathematica, no other medicine is like that of the calcarea calf, that number of the fears. With everything it fears. And what this fear, what they want someone to be security. And that's why they are magnetized. That they keep the people, they come closer, they want come closer to the people so that they can be saved. Delayed, slow in development, fat, fair, flabby tendency to grow. Fat, fair, flabby tendency to grow. Fat is growing, but not in an organized way. Fat becoming fatty, but not in an organized way. The asymmetrical, which looks something odd, something flabby, something which is not liked by the eye. And extreme chilliness, liability to take coldness in the spot. And profuse sour perspiration on exertions and during the sleep. And craving for sweet, soft boiled eggs, salt, aversion to and aggravation from the milk and aggravation from the hive. So when you have this frame, you can have the calcarea calf. And what about the phosphorus? 13,661 symptoms. Extroverted, expressive, affectionate, and sympathetic. Lively person. Want to meet everyone. Want to go everywhere. Too open and easily impersonable. Easily distracted, suggestible, quick perception. Lot of fears are there. What type of the fear? Now again, you see the contrast. He wants to meet people, but he has got the fear. They want the cold drink, something to support. Burning heat, hand up to the back and pain in a small spot. Aggravation lying on the left side. Aggravation slip on short slip like it. They have the short that is called the cat nap slip. And craving for highly seasoned food and the ice cream. Similarly, Thuja Occident 8,841 rupees. Fixed idea, something which is one, like the glass. And what will happen to the glass? If you fall, it will have to break. So idea is like that of the glass. it will not get, it cannot be bent. It will break only. So closed yet well-mannered, polite, and then ugly, unavoidable, unlovable feeling inside presents a manufactured image to the world. Aggravations, cold, damp weather, yellow, green, and green discharges, oily skin, problems with the nails and onions. The favorite things for this, it aggravates, it ameliorates, it is liked, it is disliked. So they are sensitive to the onion. And then warts. So if you have these concepts in the mind, you can easily come to any of the numbers. Director Mel, 6,441 rupees. Overstimulations. A man without gear. When you are driving and your gear fails, so you don't have the control on the speed. So it is like that, overstimulation. Ambitions employ every possible means. Trying to stop, trying to stop, trying to stop. No, it cannot stop because there is no, it is overstimulated and gear is lost. Excessive restlessness, mental and physical. Ambitions, every possible means to employ tremendous chilliness. Tremendous. See, those who are mentally excited, they are usually chilly. Local or general coldness, excessive evacuations, watery, cold sweats, and craving for sour food, salty things, and cold drinks. Now coming to the tincum metallicum, 8,056 rubrics. Mental prostration, can't throw things off. So much tired, frustrated, they cannot throw off. Say the yielding, given up, the life given up. Brain fat, increasing weakness and restlessness. Sensitive to noise and to the voice. They want peace. They want rest. Aggravation, suppressed secretions, amorate secretions. And they wine aggravates and restlessness of the legs and air hunger for the hunger gets aggravated. They can't tolerate the empty stomach. They are better by the eating. So this is the tincum metallicum. So friends, what you have seen, there is not you don't have to fear of the number of the symptoms. You have to think about the theme. If you have the theme, you can control your materia medica. This is the things that is important. So nucleus are the central feature from where entire symptoms get reflected as different symptoms. Symptoms will keep accumulating from generation to generation. Symptoms will not stop. It will keep the materia medica. You know how many volumes of the materia medica are there of the George Whittle cause? It has gone up to 30 volumes. 30 volumes. The Allen's Encyclopedia was 12 volumes. Herring-guiding symptoms was 10 volumes. Now the Whittle cause is coming up with the 30 volumes of the materia medica. Can you read it? Can you have that in your mind or in your store place? It will keep changing because life after life, the symptoms are accumulating and accumulating. So friends, we have to concentrate only what we are, what is the thing, what is the essence that is stored that we can keep. And this is the only possibility. And how you can make it realize to the repertory. Definitely. You cannot avoid the repertory. The themes can be drawn by taking all the symptoms and then developing. So we can develop the themes to the repertory. So theme are the window of the life. And through the window of life, we get vivid picture for every changing situation in life getting reflected as the different symptoms. So friends, my contention is that when we as a homeopath practitioner or even as a medical practitioner, it have to be very much particular about the thematic understanding of the life. We have to understand the man. Who is the man and what is the medicine? Who is the man and what is the medicine? This is important phenomena for our. So life is the art of drawing without an eraser. How you draw? I draw my picture, which looks like a monkey. And one person draw a picture which looks like a beautiful human being. So we all draw in a different way. So life is like the art of drawing without an eraser. So impression, not operation. We have to keep in the impression, but not operation determines the real life of a real person. The impression is the determination for the real life of the real person. So you don't take a photograph. What you take, you make it. And Ansel Adams. So thank you with all these understanding that I have tried to explain you. My contention is that don't believe in the photograph, but believe in how that photograph was created. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can meet me at my email ID, that is risdth@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp me or Telegram me at 94310 20622. So with this, this lecture is over. If you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask.
Thank you, sir.
So I only got in the chat box. Only I got that that it is very good. I don't want good. I want questions. Let me. How to frame? I have just given you the idea, na. This is. I have just given you the idea to taking out something which is very common and taking out something which is different. When you combine both the things together, you can get the picture. So how you see yourself? There are two things. A man is composed of two things: the goodness and the badness. We all have the good things and we all have the bad things. So when you combine good and bad, that constitutes I. If I have only, if you learn seeing only the good things of the life, I can become a God. Only God has got only good things, and only demons have got the bad things. But we are neither God, we are nor human beings. Demons. We are human beings, and human being is combined of the combinations of the good and the bad. And good is something which has got the similarity, and bad is something which is dissimilarity. So combining the two similar symptoms and dissimilar symptoms of an individual will help you understand the person. New improved drugs are coming up. Can we rely on them? The theme? Yes, but my contention is don't depend on the theme drawn on by others. My contention is that you depend on the themes that you create, because your mind is more important than the mind of mine. For you, your mind is more important than the mind of the mind. Your mind, you have to practice. So you have to make the understanding for it. So what you do, you go to the basic of the books. Basic and draw one. I will be presenting one lecture where we can see how we can draw how we can make a theme from the different mathematics. I will take one Allen's keynote and then we'll read out all the systems and then we'll draw a story out of it. So drawing a story and drawing a theme, this practical class we can have sometime. So thank you for all sessions, and I am happy to see you all. Keep coming. Keep coming. I will be trying to helping you and supporting you, and with this type of the understanding, because to become a homeopath, to become a practitioner, it is necessary that we have to keep learning. Keep learning. So I'm receiving only thank you. But thank you. I also like what is not thank, where I don't deserve. Where I don't deserve. Yeah. Yes, good question. Chronic disease, should we need to take the miasmatic symptoms? Yes. And now we have to see what is miasmatic symptoms. What is majma? Majma is the influence. Majma is just like the influence. How you are influenced. A Sora influencing a man. How and so many Sora are there. How many Sora are there in your Mathematica? Not one, not two, not three. The entire medicines are soric. Large number of the medicines are soric. So sulfur is Sora, Nux vomica is also Sora, and lycopodium is also Sora. So the way, the pattern, how it is influenced, how you take the understanding, that is called the majma. Majma is just the influence, how you get polluted. How you get polluted, either by yourself or somebody made you polluted. Sometimes we invite pollution. We start smoking, we start bad habits willingly, and sometimes we become greedy. So it is our inner side which attracts the outer side. So what is within yourself, you will be attracted by the same thing. So this is the thing that is more important. So friends, now the time is getting over. We'll be coming back again on Thursday. Keep coming, keep learning, keep joining, remain unified. And with these thoughts, I close the session with you. And thank you and goodbye to you all.